Since we have already seen what is a circular flow, and I have also told you there are various kinds of circular flow, let's say 2-sector model, 3-sector model and so on. So this figure is typically showing you a very hypothetical case of 2-sector model approach. Now why do you think it is called as a 2-sector model approach? Because of a simple fact that there are only 2 sectors which has been considered in this particular figure. What are the 2 sectors I am talking about? The 2 sectors are household and firm. So these are the 2 sectors I am talking about in this particular figure. Now a common question could arise, what exactly a household is and what is a firm and how the circular flow takes place. Well, when we are talking about a household owns the factor of production, or you can say factor or other resources, they own it. What are the examples? Examples could be land, labor, capital, enterprises. These are the factor of production which is owned by household or single individual or units. When we talk about firm is an organization producing goods and services for the value and services what they are going to give back to the household. We'll explain you in more details about this. Now if you see here in this diagram, there are 2 arrows which has been shown it to you. One is presented in black arrow and the another one is in red arrow. The black arrow represents you with a, and let's say this one, right? So one is the real flow and one is the money flow. Fine. So these 2 are the flow which we are stating here. Now what do you consider when we say a real flow and what is a money flow? Now the red arrow obviously is showing you the money flow. That means when the household is providing the skills to the firm or the type of entrepreneur skills maybe to the firm, that time the firm in return pays back in the form of rent, wages, salary, dividend, etc. And hence a part of money is circulated in a circular fashion, hence creating a flow between household and firm. On the contrary, the black arrow shows you the real flow or the real sector, where the money actually is not involved directly, but the exchange of goods and services are taking place for the factor of production which is used by these firms. Now to explain you with a very simple example, let's say NMIMS is a firm and let's say Mr. X is a household. Now what happens, Mr. X, suppose he is owning some land and hence he can be called as the owner of that factor of production since he is owing the land here in this particular case. Now what is happening? Let's say NMIMS wants to build his university in his land and hence what happens, they approach to Mr. X. Since Mr. X is the owner of that land, he would get certain, let's say, wages or rent, most probably rent in this place because he is leasing his land or he is selling his land. Whatever the things happens, the agreement takes place when there is some money which is given by NMIMS to the household since they are taking the land of Mr. X. Now, Mr. X is very good in terms of, let's say, giving knowledge, or he is very good, he is having an expertise in teaching as well. So let's say Mr. X is also involved in a teaching assignment with NMIMS. So what NMIMS would do? He is now an employee of that university, and as an employee he would get certain salary or incentive, whatever deliveries he would be giving to NMIMS. So in these scenarios, what can you observe? We can see the household, since it is owing the factor of production, it is giving to the firm, that is Mr. X is owing a land and he has lent the land to the firm, that is NMIMS. And NMIMS in turn is giving services in the form of, let's say, some programs or academic programs to the household which is used by them. In other words, let's say even the household can be employed in these firms and they can be paid as rent, wages, salary, however it is, and in turn whatever money a household would get, in return they would try to spend it more as a consumer expenditure for the money what they receive. And in that way, if you see, there is a circular flow which is generated, and the circular flow would be in the form of money flow or the real flow. So basically, when we are talking about money flow, the money is being involved here, wherein the way through wages, rent, dividend, the firm is giving back to household, and in return the household is spending and having certain goods and services what the firm is producing in the form of consumer expenditure. I hope this is clear. The second one I told you was the real flow, in which the factor of production is used by the firm, that is NMIMS in this case, and in return NMIMS is producing, let's say, certain programs which is again utilized by the household. So in this way, a circular fashion or in the circular flow, the money is involved in the economy that keeps the economy growing and flourishing. Thank you.